Here we are with our friend Steve Flink, and old colleague and really great friend, talking about this day in Wimbledon, fifth day in Wimbledon. Where should we start? I mean, should we start by ladies again?
I think so, especially since with Serena Williams coming so close to losing this match. So let's start with that.
2 points, 2 points far from defeat, and she was down, what, 2 breaks in the third set?
She was. She lost her serve to go down 3-love, and there was a long deuce game on Watson's serve. She wasn't able to make it to 4-love, and Serena pretty much took control of the match for a while, but then Watson broke her again at 4-all.
Yeah.
Serve for the match, that's when she was 2 points away. Got a little cautious on a backhand. Serena stepped in and hit an aggressive inside-out forehand, broke back, and won the match. Gritty effort, but I loved Watson's attitude afterwards, Ubaldo, because she wasn't satisfied at all. There was no patting herself on the back, no laudatory remarks toward herself. She believed that it wasn't the best day of her tennis life because she lost the match.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. And I went to the press conference because I thought that Serena had been booed. I mean, she didn't deserve that.
Right.
Because when she played in France versus Justine Henin, she had already there a tough day. But today the British crowd, in my opinion, was a little too cruel. I mean, a little too chauvinist.
And she agreed with you, correct?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She said she didn't remember such a crowd, such an hostility from the crowd like today. And
they couldn't help themselves, Ubaldo. I'm not defending it, but they were so excited about the idea of this British player who had barely survived the first round and stepping out against Serena, and many of the people were thinking going in she could lose 6-2, 6-2.
Yeah.
And here she was 2 points from winning, and they got carried away.
Yeah. I understand. Well, Serena will have to play Venus Williams next round, and it was 6 years. The last time, 6 years ago, the last time they played in a slam, one against the other. Interesting match, no?
Yeah, that was here. They played here at Wimbledon in the finals. They had actually played 2 in a row. The 2008 final, of course, had been won by Venus. Serena avenged the loss in 2009. Last summer, in their last match, Venus won on the hard courts last summer. So it's actually 14-11 overall in Serena's favor. Great rivalry.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I think Serena will win, but I mean, who knows? Because as you see, today I was convinced that Venus Williams could have risked to lose versus Krunic, and I was sure that Williams would have easily won versus Watson, and exactly the opposite was going to happen. So,
True.
So you never know. Anyway, let's saying that all the other ladies more or less won, even if Samantha Stosur on grass, she succeeded 22, she lost to Van der Wege.
Who's a big server, Coco Van der Wege. That's a nice one. Then, of course, the other American hope, big hope, Sloane Stephens, won the first set against Lucy Safarova, the French Open finals, but Safarova showed her class to come back and win in 3 sets, the left-hander victorious.
Yeah, so more or less everything else was expected in the women's draw. Well, in the men's, we saw Djokovic winning easily in 3 sets versus Tomic. We saw Wawrinka doing the same with Verdasco. Goffin doing the same with Baghdatis. Gasquet, battle of one-hand backhands with Dimitrov, again 3 sets to love. So maybe the match which was most interesting for me, at least, more interesting, was the one that Kyrgios won versus Raonic in 4 sets.
Me too. And I went over to see a lot of it live from Court 2. Nice atmosphere over there in the sunshine. And Raonic won the first set 7-5. And then, interestingly enough, Kyrgios comes back and win the second 7-5 and eventually went on to win that match in 4 sets, avenging his loss to Raonic here a year ago. Kyrgios, Ubaldo, to me, is a very impressive big match player. Beat Federer earlier this year. Beat Nadal on the center court here last year.
Sure.
He's not afraid of the bigger seeds, bigger name players.
And he has to play Gasquet, which is not so powerful. And he can be effective.
Yes.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, of course, last year he had to save 8 or 9 match points to beat Gasquet. However, I don't think that's going to happen this time. This time, I think it's going to be a more comfortable win for Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah, me too. I do agree. So we must be both wrong. I think it's all for tonight, Steve. Thanks a lot for being here, and see you tomorrow from Wimbledon.
Thanks, Ubaldo.